are here at Labors Live this Friday. You are listening to us on 900 WRD AM and 96.1 FM. Our call-in number today is, as always, 215-634-8065 and 1-866-361-0900. How you doing, Cody?
I'm good, Tony. I don't need any complaining. I'm affected by the same thing as everybody else, this pandemic. But other
Yes.
than that, we're all good.
Yeah,
You know,
we're
you ought
great.
to get that light that your husband has to put on top of his car when he's trying to go through traffic. He has one now.
Let me tell you, boy. Let me tell you, though. The traffic was crazy, but I was, running late for a good reason. My husband and I, Sam Staten Jr., we were walking through the training school today, Cody, seeing the
Wow.
great progress. And I'm telling you, folks, that building is coming along so well. I'm
That
so
is
excited.
that is really great.
Yes, we
And
had
it's
a
in his name.
It's in his name. We had
Wow.
our hard hats on. We walked up all the flights because the elevators,
How many
they're
floors?
so it's four.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's four floors. They have the kitchen set up, the classroom, the auditorium. It's looking so great. Everything is state of the arts, folks. We were there wanting to see the progress, meeting a lot of the laborers that were working on the site. Shout out to 413. We saw Mark Freeman, if you're listening, we saw your son working hard there today.
Mark's son
Um,
was over there working?
Mark's son was over there. We had a great tour guide. His name is Keith Murphy, and he is the foreman there. I want to say, and he was, walking us around, explaining each room, because we've seen it on the blueprint, folks, but when you see it live in person, oh, it's coming along so well. I want to say it's like 75 to 80% done. We were able to walk outside to the beautiful terrace that it has up on the rooftop, which is gorgeous. And you can see the city, so it's really lovely up there, Cody. It's just coming along so well. The Bay Areas where they do the hands-on training, we were on that side. It just looks great. The floors and just the walls and the paint and everything. It just looks so nice coming together. It looks really good. So we are excited, but we just didn't go just to see there. We gave out bags, and we have these keychains that were made up that has our logo and our brand, our We Build LDC. We Build on one side. On the flip side, it has a picture of the school. So it's really nice. So we were able to walk around, talk to a lot of the different trades that were there on site and give them a little keepsake of the building. So it was really nice. We had a really nice time. So that's why I was late, because we got a late start, and then, just overwhelming and taking it all in and just being excited at the progress, developing that training school right there on Broad Street. So we're just excited.
So
I'm glad.
413 is in there, huh?
113 is in there, 332 and 57. They're also in there
All of
too.
them are
So
in there working?
yeah, so it was really nice to see. So it was really nice to see. It's really nice to see. Yeah, so it was good. It was really good. It was a proud moment for both of us, and he was very excited. But I'm proud of Mr. State because he made it up all the flights of stairs. So I'm
Well, so
excited
now what does
about
that
that.
mean? He having trouble walking up the steps now?
Well, no, it's a lot of steps. So it was nice. It was
I'll go
nice.
over and take a look at it when they fix the elevators.
Yes, I bet you will, huh? So convenient.
That's
I
right.
want to. I also want to let the listeners know that this weekend, Labor's Local 57 is doing their community giveaways where they're going to have food, COVID testing, and book bags. They're limited with the book bags, so you all, it's from 11 to 2. I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone can text me at 500-506 North 6th Street. That's where they live, 6th Street. And so go over there, get tested, have some food, get some backpacks and supplies, school supplies, because people still need school supplies. People are still in need of school supplies. So please head over there this weekend. Saturday, it's going to be a really, really nice time. So I just wanted to put that out there. One more thing for some in-house. We're having our Zoom meetings. I told you about Cody, how we're trying to get the membership to have the Zoom meetings, the members during their normally scheduled general members meeting on their general meeting night that they have at their locals. And what
Right.
we've decided to do, just to have a focus group to kind of get information and feedback onto how to assist them when it comes to or what barriers they need to help them get to the school, to make sure they get in that certification and that training and all the skills they need so we can have bodies in that seat. So if you're watching me, yeah, make sure that you contact your local folks. If you're listening, you sign up for the Zoom meeting that's going on. We're going to have the first one with Local 413 on October the 5th, which is Monday at 6 p.m. So if you're listening, Laborers Local 413, it's on your regularly scheduled general membership meeting. And the Zoom, the information is there. You download the link and you're going to just join us. We're going to have all the information starting at 6 o'clock. So the time and the date is something that they're already used to. So, contact your local, contact Mr. James Harper Jr., of course, or Mark Freeman. They will give you all the information you need to join us. So we need that feedback because, listen, it's all about training. It's all about getting the bodies in the seats. It's all about making sure we have skill, safe, experienced laborers on these jobs. But, technology is changing with this industry. And listen, we have everything state of the art that's going to be at this training school. So we have everything at your fingertips and it's free, members. So get all the certifications and skill sets you need by our ANSI certified instructors. That mean they can, teach anywhere in the nation. Just so you know, they are certified. They are actually, worked out in the field, and then they took hours and hundreds of hours to get certified in these classes and training, hands-on and educational theory-wise. So we're ready for it. We're ready for it.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Yes. So we're excited.
What's his name? Roscoe. Is he going to be at the new site?
Roscoe Green will definitely be at the new site. We also have another individual who's going to also be in charge is Angel Hernandez. He was on the show a couple of times with me before from this training school, one of the instructors.
Yes.
He is now going to be working with Roscoe Green, so they'll be running a tight ship. And they're going to have, everything available to make sure that we meet the members where they are, needs-wise, when it comes to academics. We're going to make sure they feel comfortable. We're going to make sure they have everything when it comes to safety. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to have the confidence. Listen, I understand, folks. It's been a long time since people have been in a school or classroom setting, not school, but a classroom setting. But they're there to help them, to assist them no matter what the age. We are there to provide every need, and you have everything at your fingertips, okay? Top of the line. The laborers, we don't take any shorts. So it's going to be very nice. So we're looking forward to an opening, ribbon cutting and everything the next couple of months. So it'll be really nice.
So are the classroom's going to be set up for Zoom lessons with this pandemic now, or do you anticipate it'll be over by then?
I mean, we're hoping that it'll be over by then, but we're going to anticipate that it's not, to make sure that we have Zoom. We can, hopefully we can still assist people. So, in person, maybe if you have a certain amount of people that can sign up safely, because we have a lot of classrooms. Mm-hmm. So you could safely still have a class of people, whether it's 5, whether it's 6, and you can separate them. Even if it's 18 that signs up, you can separate them, per classroom to make sure social distance. And that's what the Zooming is about too. What's comfortable for you during the pandemic and after the pandemic? Is it online? Maybe online is something you want to do, after the pandemic is comfortable for you. Maybe we'll have it set up with the classrooms where you can come in the evening time and still take an online class, but in the evening time away from maybe some of the distractions in your household. So that's what this focus group is about.
Wow, that's nice. That's different.
Yeah, we want to be able to, whatever that need is, we want to provide, the training and have an answer, for their needs, whatever they need to make sure it's a success and they get the training. It's not just about having them in the school, but whatever it's going to take to get them there and whatever barriers, we want to make sure we put in place to assist them. We want them to be a success, just like we want them to school to be a success. It's a combination. We're a team at this. So yeah, Roscoe was going to be on a call for these Zoom calls. Angel Hernandez and her instructor will be on a call, including myself. So this way we have, someone there who can assist whatever issues they have in the matter. So I'm excited about these Zoom calls.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
I
I'm
want
glad.
to make sure. Okay, so We got that business out the way, folks. Now back to what everybody's been talking about today, right, Cody? And what is that?
Sam Staton Sr.'s birthday.
Sam Senior's birthday. Yes.
That's what
Listen, we want to
everybody's talking
give,
about.
that's what everybody's talking about because that's what's important.
That's
We
right.
want to acknowledge the boss's birthday, which was yesterday, Sam Staton Senior's birthday. He would have been 85. We want to celebrate him today. So if you want to just call in and just whatever experience, whatever you want to express, about the boss, as everybody calls him, please call in. He is such an iconic figure in this thing we call the, union and the labor movement, Cody. And I was saying to the member today, Keith Murphy and Sam Staton Jr., when we were standing out back of the training school today, I say he is looking down and he is so proud. I
Yes, he
know he is
is.
so proud of what this district council and unions have accomplished. Shout out to all the business managers, Esteban Vera, James Harper Jr., Sam Staton Jr., Ryan Boyer. I just want to say thank you, everyone who participated in making this come true. You brought all the divisions of James Harper Sr. and all of the, business managers before them and during them, all this to fruition in a sense. You just brought it to life. And I just want the members to really appreciate and understand that when they talked about training years ago, when the laborers didn't get the respect that they needed, they vowed to make sure they have a training center, and they built a state-of-the-art one in Exton, and now what, 25 years later, they're going to build another one. So this, so that the monies and dues that you are putting into this union, this labor district council, they are making every means necessary to make sure you succeed. And I really want that to really sink into folks, especially when you talk about black and brown folks, and yes, the Caucasian, because we have Caucasian members too, but they want to make sure that this chance that you were able to receive as a laborer, that you had all the tools that you need to be successful. So when you're on a job, they can say, oh, that laborer works hard, or he knows what he's doing, and he's on top of it. That's what that training is about, and that's what they did 25 years ago when they built the first training school. They had the members in mind to make sure they were a success.
And that's an outstanding facility that they built in Exton too. I remember the first time I saw it, it was just unbelievable. So I can imagine what this one looks like.
Yes, it's great. They both are. And like I said, just shout out to all of the business managers, for doing such a great job and making sure that the vision came to life. But yeah, Sam Staton Sr., I remember first coming around and just being nervous of his presence, but he's such a nice person, and I say sweet because he's so kind in his manner and how he speaks to you and approach you. His smile with that thick mustache and everything, he was just really super awesome person.
Yeah,
And
but he was hard when he had to be.
Oh, he was hard when he had to be, and he demanded the respect. He demanded it, and you know what? He demanded it in such a way that you had to listen and give it to him.
Right, because he gave it and he wanted it. You're right.
He gave it, and he definitely wanted it, and I just had to make sure that we celebrate him today, that we celebrate everything that he stood for. He loved that union. He loved that district council. He would stay countless hours after hours talking to the members, just listening to them. Sometimes they just wanted to have another man listen to what they were going through. You understand? Just that listening air.
Well, now what you're getting ready to ask me is that everybody is talking about Melania Trump having testing positive for COVID.
Testing positive for COVID.
Oh, and Donald Trump as well.
And Donald Trump as well. Some people just have to learn the hard way, when it comes to how they approach things in life, being so reluctant to what's right in front of them and choosing to, go the go the opposite way on what's right in life. I'm trying to just use the nice words and just stay on point, Cody, with that whole scenario, because he always went and left Donald Trump talking about, the pandemic, even though he knew for a while, and even though he knew how, it could really destroy and kill people, in a sense. They had a debate this week, and what he said to Biden, you wear a mask even if you're 200 feet away from a person. He wears a mask anyway. And it's that kind of thinking, it's that thoughtlessness, that really hurts the American people. And it takes, a situation like this, for him to actually get COVID, to that he's been quiet all day. He's been quiet all day.
Tony, he's such a trickster that people still are questioning whether or not it's true, or if he's just trying to get away from the bad publicity, or if he's using this to get sympathy, or there's all kind of stuff floating on social media, and it's because he's such a trickster.
Well, that's the problem. That's exactly. So you can't even blame people for thinking that. But trust me, this would not be reported if he didn't have it. And trust me when I tell you, for him to have to cancel an engagement, a rally, oh, this is real. Because listen, he's losing his best audience. It's his base, and he loves to rally and talk in front of them. So because he doesn't have an opportunity to do that, folks, believe me and trust and believe that this is real. This must be real.
So his whole cabinet could be affected now. They've been traveling in close quarters. They said that at the debates, his family walked in, and they're the only ones in the auditorium that didn't wear masks.
Right.
When she came up on the stage with him, they didn't have masks on. So I don't blame Biden for keeping his distance and walked on off to the side. They don't care, and
they really don't.
Now I'm wondering,
really
he's affected a whole bunch of people because of his leadership. This young lady Hope and several others on the staff.
And did you see? So what they're reporting, folks, is that Cody? On Thursday, it was reported that Hope Hicks, right, was diagnosed with it, but he still went to, what was it, Bedminster?
On Wednesday,
New Jersey, for the behind the doors, closed doors fundraiser that he had, and basically he knew. I can't imagine if she was, tested positive Thursday. They knew about his results, that he wasn't aware of his results, but he still chose to go to these donors and have this event anyway. So now they have to contact all those people. I also heard, and I haven't watched the news maybe in a couple of hours, but it said that, how they have the reporters in the one room when the secretary comes on, what is her name? Kaylee or Kylie comes up. In that room, they have a person from his administration that kind of, guides that whole scenario before she comes on. The person that's in charge of that room and the reporters has tested positive, and so has one of the reporters that's normally in the room reporting something. I heard that maybe around 11 or so this morning.
I didn't hear that one. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He doesn't think about how his actions might affect other people.
No, he doesn't. Listen, we got to take a short break because I'm looking at the clock, and I want to come back and talk about the Republicans up here in Pennsylvania and the shenanigans that they're trying to pull for this election. Okay, Cody?
Be right back.
So when we come back, I want to talk about that. We'll be right back, folks.
Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Lots of volume on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by CVS. Starting on the Schuylkill Expressway eastbound, jam traffic 202 into Gulf Mills, again 476 to Belmont. After that, it slows Montgomery to the Vine Expressway. Westbound on the Schuylkill, jamming from University to the Vine through the construction. Left lane is blocked. Jams again City Avenue out to Belmont. On the Vine Expressway, westbound stop-and-go traffic, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill Expressway. Eastbound Vine, jamming the Schuylkill back out to Broad Street. 95 northbound is stop-and-go as you head from the Vine Expressway to Bridge Street. Southbound 95, jamming as well. Cottman into Bridge Street, then the Betsy Ross Bridge to Girard. Jams again 420 into the Blue Route 476. Boulevard northbound jamming Schuylkill Expressway to Broad Street. And on the Blue Route, it's jammed southbound from Route 1 into I-95. Bridges over the Delaware River, they look good. Through South Jersey, in Camden, jamming 676 southbound Morgan Boulevard into 42. 295 southbound, it's stop and go as you head from 30 into 42. And 42 southbound, that jams from the Walt Whitman Bridge to 295.
It's okay to do some things halfway, but not when it comes to managing your prescriptions. That's why CVS has a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
During these unprecedented times, we're creating a lot of extra trash, and that means delays across the city with curbside collection. That's why we have some simple tips that will help you to reduce curbside waste and collection delays. Reduce food waste by using garbage disposals or composting, and limit bulk waste to 2 items per household. Set out trash properly. That means using sturdy trash bags and covering containers with lids. Make sure your trash bags are not heavier than 40 pounds. Set out trash no earlier than 7 p.m. before your collection day and 7 a.m. the day of collection. And remember, you can drop off materials at sanitation convenience centers 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Last and most importantly, thank our sanitation workers for their hard work during these challenging times. We all have a role to play to curb our waste and help our city. Learn more at philadelphiastreets.com.
WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM, WURD. WURD Radio presents the following information to help you navigate the upcoming election.
This is Charles Ellison, host of Reality Check on WURD. So with all this talk about vote by mail, you're probably wondering, will my ballot be counted? No worries. 40 states, including Pennsylvania, are tracking mail-in ballots. Simply go to votespa.com and click on mail-in and absentee ballot to find out if your ballot was received. Or go more directly to pavoterservices.pa.gov and click on election ballot status to enter your name, birth date, and county. Keep following us at onWURD on Twitter, facebook.com/4word, and #word on politics for constant updates on election 2020. And remember, vote early.
Stay informed and vote. For more from Charles Ellison, tune in Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or visit wordradio.com. WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media.
And you are back, Tony.
Yes, welcome back to More Neighbors Live. You can hear me, Cody?
I can.
Okay, I'm sorry I had to step away for a second. So yes, let's talk a little bit about this integrity committee that the majority Republicans of Pennsylvania, they're trying to, bring together to basically oversee, right, some of the voting issues that Trump are claiming are issues, because we don't have any issues in Pennsylvania, and we really never had any major issues like that. So they want to bring this committee together, and basically they want to take over the elections. They want to take over the votes. They want to cause all this havoc, making problems where there are no problems. Right, Cody?
Yeah, they want to be able to discount certain ballots. They have they'll have subpoena power, according to the report that I heard. And what they want to do is to discount your vote so that they can appoint the actual electors.
Exactly, electors.
Yeah, to go and who typically go and choose the president. They're the ones that were elected. So they want to claim there's fraud with the election so that they can choose the elector themselves, who in turn would go and select Donald Trump. And
which we all know.
Yeah, this case in Pennsylvania rather, is one that the country is watching, because there are other states that have Republican legislatures that will try and do the same thing. So he's going to try to steal the election any way he can. And I have to give young Malcolm Kenyatta all the credit in the world for causing attention to it. He was on MSNBC last night. He'll probably be on with MSNBC later tonight. And he did a tremendous job. I really appreciate what he did.
He did an excellent job, and he talked a lot about, how we need to contact, certain folks, at the local state house, to let them know, like the speaker, he talked about Cutler, he talked about Chairman Everett, the leader of Bancroft, to actually call these people and let them know, listen, we do not want you all to come and allow this to happen in our state, because first of all, you blatantly saying we're going to take over, we're going to change it, and I just feel like they're trying to do anything, Cody, to get those 20 electoral votes. That's all it's about. That's all they want.
And see, to me, I don't see how anybody could ever vote for a Republican who has not spoken out against this.
You mean a Democrat?
No, a Republican who has not spoken up
Okay.
against what is happening. You know, because this guy, Malcolm's shone a light on it, and now it's national. You know, and you know how you put a light on bugs, they go for cover. And this is what they hopefully they'll do. They're trying to steal the election. They're trying to say your vote does not count.
But you haven't heard a lot from Republicans during Trump's. When have you heard them speak out?
That's right, because they're all trying to steal their own elections. All of them are in trouble. Lindsey Graham has a battle going on with the brother down in South Carolina. They all have problems now because Republicans have done such a poor job. But don't come and tell me to support any Republican in this city that I haven't heard any speak up.
Listen, I am just sad that one thing is that, you know, young Malcolm Kenyatta was able to speak up instead of a lot of other people who have been in politics long before him. He is the one that chose to speak up.
Right.
You know, where are all of the other politicians who have been around a long time and they know exactly what's going on? They know exactly who we're talking about. Where is your voice and support for him?
That's right.
You know, to help us get this word out, to spread it. If you listen, I wasn't watching MSNBC. You know, I'm seeing this. So when you called me and told me about it, I went right to the Google and watched the video. Listen, we all need to be aware that, one, your vote matters, is to make sure that we're going in there, not just for the general election, Cody, but 2 years later when we're pulling those levers for senators and things like that. People have to understand. Like he said, he stated that it hasn't been a Democratic, you know, majority since what, 10 years?
10 years, he said. Mm-hmm.
That's us. We have to vote those people in. We're not doing our job. And now they're able to create this, you know, new committee, integrity committee. They're going to call it an integrity committee when it comes to voting, because at the end of the day, the only thing they really want to do is just control and steal the election.
Tony, they're trying everything they can. They're trying to fight the drop boxes. They're trying to fight early ballot, early voting. They're trying to fight everything. One governor in Texas, Republican governor, gave them one drop box, I think, for the whole area, whole state.
It's crazy.
You know, they're doing everything in their power to try to steal the election and kissing up to Trump.
And listen, as long as we do what we're supposed to do here in Philadelphia, come on. If Trump is at a debate and he brings up Philadelphia, you know Philadelphia has some power, people. That's what he was really saying.
Right.
That's what he was really saying. He was letting folks know there's some power going on in Philadelphia, and they were trying to stop it. Because my thing is, you told on yourself, what do you know about Watch Pullman going to the different locations? I'm like, what? That was something new to us.
And
so
he was wrong,
he sent them,
right.
But he sent them, though. That was the whole point. He's aware of it because he sent them. He had his people, or some people that he was aware of, sent them there. We're going to have Commissioner Omar Sabir come on, and he's going to enlighten us with the truth with that situation. But you got to know, folks, if Trump is bringing up Philly, then Philadelphia, let me look into this camera. Philadelphia, you know, it has Pennsylvania. We hold the key to Pennsylvania. It's our votes that's going to count. You got to know this. So we got to get out there and we have to vote. Listen, everybody has to vote. So there is no, you know, it's not a close race. That the race is, you know, so far spread apart by votes that you have no reason but to give it to Biden, that there's nothing in question. As long as they're able to question something, then that's going to be the problem. But that means that we're not doing our job and getting the votes out. We got to get people excited with mags to go out there, knock on doors, pull people to the voting locations, early voting. My mother was excited about the early voting. She wasn't even going to do the mail-in ballot. You know, she's from the old school. She was like, no, I'm going to go there on the 3rd. I'm going to cast my vote. I don't care how long I have to stand in line. Last week when I said, well, Mom, they opened up the spot. You can go to Overbrook Elementary. She said, I can go? Oh, I'm definitely going to go. She's excited.
Saturday and Sunday as well.
Yeah, 7 days a week. She said, I heard it 7 days a week. I said, yeah, I have the actual hours down. written in my notes. I'll give it to you. I told her to call me when she wants to go. I'll take her myself, just to make sure. But yeah, a lot of seniors, it's easy. Go early and get it out the way. Get it out the way and be done with it.
They're trying to cut back on the black turnout in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and that which is in Harrisburg as well. That's their plan, to try and cut back as much of it as they can.
And we're not having it. We're not having it. We're going to have our folks for all our unions, 413. We're going to have our folks out in Chester. We're going to have our folks here in Philly. We're going to make sure that we're going to get out the vote. I think they're going to have a rally in a couple of weeks. I don't want to put it out there too soon, but I know they want to have like a nice rally how they did 4 years ago. Remember, Cody? So they're trying to do something like that again. So once I get all the details, the information is actually confirmed, because with COVID, is you have to really take a lot of precautions and guidelines to make sure it's done safely. But because once they find out the labels have stuff, people show out and show up. So we want to make sure.
And
that
Trump and the Republicans are trying to bring poll watchers then to intimidate voters going into the polls. Not here.
No,
they tried that one other time, I remember, when they had these guys on the polls trying to intimidate people during one of the elections. That might have been when John Street first ran. Oh, I can't remember exactly when it was, but they showed up in their little black suits.
Right.
Were all over the city.
Well, just know, in our 5 county, the labors is going to be out there strong, too. We're going to be out there making sure everybody is good, everybody is safe. There's no intimidation going in these 5 counties. That's all I'm going to say. Because we want to make sure we take our people out there.
Yeah, Trump's going to get somebody hurt.
Yeah, you know what? And that's the energy that he's putting out there, Cody, even after the election. He's putting the what was it, stand back and stand by? I mean, he's putting such a negative energy out there to intimidate people and folks, And let me tell y'all something. If you didn't think your vote was important, listen to him. He's really running scared, because he's trying to, make all these different scenarios in a sense. So on election day, everything is questioned. But if we come out there like we're supposed to and take advantage and exercise our right, he won't be able to question anything. He won't be. You already see what he's about. And let me tell you something. This COVID that he contracted with his wife and some of his staff, it wasn't by accident, because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to.
That's right.
He was not doing what he was supposed to.
And mocking Joe Biden for wearing the mask.
Exactly. And staying in the basement, hanging out in the basement? How long is he going to be in the basement? Come on, folks. You couldn't even go into the Walmart. You couldn't go into Target. You couldn't go into the mall. You couldn't go anywhere without wearing a mask. And now you have the president of the United States who contracted COVID. But not only that, he was having the rallies where people weren't even wearing masks. He wasn't even making sure, he's saying, listen, to come to these rallies, you all have to wear masks since we're going to be close together, since you're going to be close together. He was safe on the stage in a way,
right.
Thinking about
He was elevated.
But thinking about himself.
They even caught him saying that one time in one of the interviews. You've got Omar on the line, by the way.
Hello, Commissioner. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I know you're busy.
Never too busy. Never too busy for the laborers. Never too busy for WURD.
Yeah, we're going to work him.
But we appreciate you so much. So enlighten us about that little scenario that went down with some of the poll watchers that was causing some, that was supposed to have gotten kicked out.
Well, again, we don't have any poll watchers. We haven't issued any poll watchers certificates. So there wasn't any official poll watchers there. But I have a statement because we actually, this campaign is sued us, so it's in litigation. So I actually have a public statement from our legal department that they want me to read.
Go.
The claims of this lawsuit are baseless, and the city will defend against this and any other such efforts to tie the election up in the courts. To be clear, the satellite offices are not polling places, and the Pennsylvania Election Code does not create a right for campaign representatives to watch at these locations. Moreover, the offices have been established to increase voters' access to specific functions registering to vote, requesting a mail-in ballot, and returning a mail-in ballot. Philadelphia residents should be able to access these services without concern that the number of people present all day in the office increases. The coronavirus risk or that campaign representatives would attempt to interfere or influence them as they seek out these services. The City of Philadelphia is working hard to ensure that residents of Philadelphia can exercise their right to vote in safe ways and remain committed to transparency as we conduct this general election. So again, there was a lawsuit that was filed by the Trump campaign in reference to the incident. It's in the court of common pleas, and we'll keep everyone posted as to what's going on. But again, these satellite locations are not polling locations. They're extensions of the County Board of Elections. We register people to vote. We print out ballots. You know, it's just an extension of the County Board office, not a polling location.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get the language right. Okay, we got it. Satellite locations are an extension of the county.
So, Commissioner, what happens if when there are poll watchers who are there attempting to intimidate voters? What can a poll watcher do, and what can't he do?
Okay, so a poll watcher, they apply for a certificate, and then what happens is they come and they can't intimidate no voters, right? So there's zero tolerance for anyone intimidating any voters. So in between the time when voters have finished their vote, when there's no one in there, they can walk into a division or election board, and then they can, look at the tally, the tabulation. And so when you tabulating votes, you can go through the counts and the numbers of how many voters was there. They can come back, when the judge of elections are, breaking down the machines and they going over the numbers. Poll watchers can do that. And you have Democratic, you have Republicans. They work for the candidate and they work for the party as well. So again, it's an organized system that has been going on for many years. And again,
So
you received that list ahead of time? I'm sorry, Cody.
No,
you
go
received
ahead.
the list of the names ahead of time so you know that they're actually legit, right? Because I would assume there's some connection. Okay.
That's right, yeah, right. So you have to apply, right? So you have to apply for the poll watching certificate. So when you apply for the poll watching certificate, they get issued to you. So again, like you say, it's everything is organized. Nobody just can't walk up and just say, hey, I'm a poll watcher. And if anyone is serving on the election board, if someone walk up to you and say that they are a poll watcher on election day, they have to show you the certificate. They don't get access if they don't have the poll watcher certificate.
Are they able to interact with voters and ask voters questions?
No. I mean, they can't intimidate voters. I mean, we cannot, intimidate the voters. They can't walk up to the voters and, intimidate them.
So who do they report that to, if that happens?
Well, they got their whole system. So some work for a candidate, some work for the campaign. So and some might be partisan or whatever, but typically they normally go back and forth with their campaign when they have it at tallies. So normally, when I count, I'm a committee person. When we have poll watchers come in, they would come in and then they would, request a tally. Oh, how many people voted? You can request all that, and then the election board would get that back to them, and then they would go out and then they would, make their calls to their campaigns. But they can't come in unless there isn't any voters. So if it's a line of voters, the poll watchers have to wait until all the voters are gone for them to come in. So they got to wait until there's no voters in the division for them to inquire, ask the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. No voters can be inside, huh?
Correct.
I didn't know that. Listen, so hang on tight. We're going to take a quick commercial break, okay? And we'll be right back with more Commissioner Omar Sabir and Labors Live.
Now, a traffic update on WURD Radio.
Lots of volume on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by CVS. Starting on the Schuylkill Expressway eastbound, jam traffic 202 into Gulf Mills, again 476 to Belmont. After that, it slows Montgomery to the Vine Expressway. Westbound on the Schuylkill, jamming from University to the Vine through the construction. Left lane is blocked. Jams again City Avenue out to Belmont. On the Vine Expressway, westbound stop-and-go traffic, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill Expressway. Eastbound Vine, jamming the Schuylkill back out to Broad Street. 95 northbound is stop-and-go as you head from the Vine Expressway to Bridge Street. Southbound 95, jamming as well. Cottman into Bridge Street, then the Betsy Ross Bridge to Girard. Jams again 420 into the Blue Route 476. Boulevard northbound jamming, Schuylkill Expressway to Broad Street. And on the Blue Route, it's jammed southbound from Route 1 into I-95. Bridges over the Delaware River, they look good. Through South Jersey in Camden, jamming 676 southbound, Morgan Boulevard into 42. 295 southbound, it's stop and go as you head from 30 into 42. And 42 southbound, that jams from the Walt Whitman Bridge to 295.
It's okay to do some things halfway, but not when it comes to managing your prescriptions. That's why CVS has a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
For more traffic information, log on to SigAlert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Holistic health information every weekend with Dr. Paul. Saturdays during the Holistic Hour at 9 a.m. and Sundays during the Green Hour at 3 p.m. right here on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM. Streaming live at WURDradio.com and on the WURD Radio app. Keystone First VIP Choice HMO SNP Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan has a 4 out of 5 star rating and is one of the highest rated Medicare plans in the region. Keystone First VIP Choice and you are better together. If you live in Philadelphia, Bucks, Chester, Montgomery, or Delaware County and you have both Medicare and Medicaid, choose the Medicare plan that is working to help you get better care. Enjoy extra benefits at no cost to you with Keystone First VIP Choice. You get benefits like dental, vision, and transportation to and from your medical appointments. They also cover a fitness membership to a gym of your choice, $150 toward over-the-counter pharmacy items. There's no copay for doctor's visits. They offer a large provider network, a great prescription plan, dental coverage, and even eyeglasses. Plus, you don't have to wait for open enrollment. You can change your coverage every quarter. Keystone First VIP Choice. The name you trust, the service you deserve. Call Keystone First VIP Choice today at 1-877-686-1760 or visit KeystoneFirstVIPChoice.com. The WURD Radio Newsletter, keeping you informed, engaged, and connected. Sign up by visiting WURDradio.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page and type your email address under Connect with Us. You'll receive the latest information on WURD Radio, messages from our president and CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, exclusive articles and multimedia content, and resources. Stay informed with the WURD Radio Newsletter. Jobs, entrepreneurship opportunities, small business resources, and financial literacy. Livelihood. The new initiative from WURD Radio to connect Philadelphians to resources to help take the next steps in their professional lives. WordWorks.com features career readiness tools, entrepreneurship resources, funding opportunities, and events to expand your livelihood. Visit WURDworks.com right now and take the next step in your professional journey. Livelihood is supported by the Nightland Fest's Local News Transformation Fund, Borealis Philanthropies Racial Equity and Journalism Fund, and the Solutions Journalism Network. WURD TV. We're streaming live video of this conversation right now. Tune in on YouTube at onWURD or on Facebook at ForWord. WURD TV. Black Talk Media.
Back, Tony.
Welcome back, folks, to More Labors Live. We have Commissioner Omar Sabir, and he was talking about the satellite locations. So let me ask you a question, Commissioner. When will the other satellite locations open, or have they opened?
Okay, so we're working on it now for staffing. So we was in a meeting today, and they said that it wasn't going to be any sites opened up next week. But again, that can change, you know, because sometimes things change. So we're working on recruiting people and getting them trained up.
Okay.
What about
go
ahead, Sonia.
I was just saying, and so how's the traffic that you've seen so far? Like, I know you're kind of...
Oh, it's nice. It's phenomenal. I mean, like at City Hall, it's just refreshing to see people in line, and we're seeing a lot of young people in line. Like, that's refreshing. Like, to see young people in line. And you know, like our City Hall, we have like a long, long hallway, and it's filled up with voters.
Outstanding.
Wow. That's what you want to hear.
Yes.
Go ahead, Cody.
Drop boxes. Where are we with the drop boxes?
Okay, so these satellite locations serve as drop boxes. So you can come and you can drop your ballot off at these satellite locations. Again, you know, we're working out the logistics with the drop-off boxes because I know it's heightened security now. So we're going over a few things now in regards with the drop boxes because the one thing we don't want to do is to put a drop box up and then someone comes and then they vandalize the box because a lot of people that really want to sabotage and cause doubt on this election. You know, so if something like that happened, that would be horrific.
I mean, that makes sense to have these satellite locations also used as drop box, you know, because you have surveillance, you know, people are actually there. You have the bodies. So, I mean, that's real smart. It's very cautious. So that's great.
Yes, and also I would like to definitely thank Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. We have sheriffs at every location. You know, they were they're very accommodating. And, you know, them sisters, you know, her and Sister Danielle Outlaw, I mean, it's a good experience. It's refreshing. So major shout out to our sheriff.
Good.
You know, they had the sheriffs at every location. That's great.
Women in the house. That's right. I said it out loud. That's right.
So, Commissioner, the electors, they are voted in, aren't they? They're voted as representatives?
What you mean?
The electors. Are they the delegates?
What delegates?
So each candidate, if Joe Biden wins, doesn't he have a certain amount of electors or delegates that represent him? How do they choose the electors?
That's so typically whatever candidate wins the state, then whoever from the Electoral College goes to that candidate.
That's a little confusing for me, so go ahead, Tony. I'll let you ask.
No, you know, it's so funny because I called myself researching now and my mind just went blank. The electors, because they're picked after the election, that I know, around December the 1st or something like that, right?
Okay, hold on. So let me just, I know it's a bit,
it's confusing.
So I'm going to go over Electoral College with you guys. Okay, so the Electoral College is a body of electors established by the United States. The Electoral College is a body of electors established by the United States Constitution, which forms every 4 years for the sole purpose of electing the president, the Vice President of the United States. The Electoral College consists of 538 electors, and the absolute majority of at least 270 electoral votes is required to win the election. So, again, whoever wins that state, then they get the electoral votes. So Pennsylvania has 20 electoral votes. So whoever wins the state gets 20 electoral votes. California has 55 electoral votes. Whoever wins California gets those votes. And I think sometimes it's a little bit confusing with people is it doesn't matter how much you beat that candidate by the state bar. So say, like, for example, let's just say if I only get one vote in California and the person that's running against me gets 20 million votes. You know, you go on to the next state, and if each one of the other races are close, you may have won California. You might have beaten a big margin by there, but I beat you by a closer, margin in these other states. And so, I got to my 270 votes.
Right, so that's what it is. So that's why Pennsylvania, places like Florida, Texas, and California, because Pennsylvania has 20, I want to say, Florida has maybe 36, something like that, or?
So Florida has 29.
Okay, 29. Texas has 36.
Right.
Right.
Right, so they
And
based
California,
on our population, right. So California is the biggest state.
55, that I know.
They got 55, right.
So that's why it's so important for Trump to, continue to keep Pennsylvania, because he needs those 20 electors. Even if he doesn't pick up California, if he gets Florida, he gets Texas. If he gets Pennsylvania, then he gets closer to the 200 and something odd numbers that he get. You understand? You get that, Cody? And because all the other states are like 4, 3, 9, 6, 11. I think 16 might be the next largest number outside of 20, I want to say. I'm not sure.
I used to understand it more so than I do now, so I'm going to ask him about this again tomorrow morning, but I'll look it up tonight too. But see, the Republicans, from the report that we heard and from Malcolm Kenyatta's position, they're trying to, the Republicans around the country are trying to say that there's something wrong with the election and these mail-in ballots. So the Republicans are trying to introduce a situation where they can select the electors, who can then turn around and select Donald Trump.
Okay, so again, whenever there's a contentious election, there's a clause that hasn't been invoked since 1870. And it's a contentious election in the president, and it's a clause that they can invoke, that if it's like a fraud, like in the election, that they invoke it, and it would give the state the autonomy to choose whoever they want it to be for the elector. Not the popular vote.
And so this commission that they're trying to set up are the ones that would determine whether or not there's fraud or not.
All
you really had to do was cast doubt too, though, right, Commissioner?
Right. So but again, it's a lot of stuff in between all of that, and I don't want nobody to get, intimidated, by hearing all information and thinking that they both don't count. There's a lot that goes on, for that. But again, that's something that's been working. And maybe I can try to get Kevin Boyle, because he's the chair of that committee, the minority chair. And we'll see, can we get him on, and he could, discuss it all.
Jacob, I'll catch you tomorrow morning. I'm sorry we couldn't get to you. And Tanya, who wanted to make a comment, Tony, about Sam Staton Sr.
Oh, sorry.
We've run out of time pretty much.
Yes, we have. But thank you for the thought, the calling in, and I know it was such kind words, and we appreciate you even acknowledging the boss.
And Troy just printed out a thing about the electors that I'm going to study tonight, the Electoral College.
That's right. And then again also, so I just want everyone to know, remind everyone to go to PhiladelphiaVotes.com to get your latest information, PhiladelphiaVotes.com to get your latest information in regards to your voting needs, in regards to Philadelphia County. It's very important that we stick with trusted messengers. Committee of 70, ACLU, they have good information as well. But again, PhiladelphiaVotes.com, that'll tell you where your polling locations are. You can check your registration. You can get registered on the website. And this has a whole bunch of helpful information. It talks about poll watchers. It talks about, a multitude of things.
Okay. And you still need volunteers for the polls?
Oh, yeah, we paying people, yeah. Poll worker.
Yep, you still.
Pollworker.philadelphiavotes.com. Pollworker, all one word, .philadelphiavotes.com. And the response has been overwhelming, but again, please, apply. We need as many people as possible still. But we're looking pretty good where we're at in October. We were doing pretty well.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much for being committed to coming on, with us each week to give us an update and let us know all the informative, things that we need to know moving forward when it comes to this election. So thank you in your office again, Commissioner. We appreciate you.
Oh, sure. Anytime. And again, please, these satellite offices are open 7 days a week. Yes. Please. They're there for you. 7 days a week. We're open.
Okay. I guess we'll see you tomorrow on the radio.
That's right.
Again. Have a good weekend, sir.
You too. Thank you.
Cody.
Tony, have a great weekend and stay safe.
You too. Enjoy.
And remember to keep your Louis Vuitton mask on.
Oh, stop it. Be safe, everybody, and wear your mask. Yes, it's important. Have a great weekend. Bye.